Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Thăng Thiên. Can you read the next passage? Let me share with you. This one here, this is the part we end last time. Go ahead, Thăng Thiên.
Maitreya, you should understand this. At a time in assembly, there were 20 million bodhisattvas who were happy and eager to hear the law. When these bodhisattvas saw this beam of light that illuminated the Buddha lands everywhere, they gained what they had never had before. They wished to know the causes and conditions that had occasioned this light.
Okay, that's okay. Can you summarize, please?
So at that time, there were like 20 million bodhisattvas who were happy to hear the law.
Yes, William. Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Can you use your phone? Yeah, I give you, send you the link. You can log into by using your cell phone. Is this okay? Oh, really? Okay, with your cell phone or with your computer? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Oh, you want me to turn on so you can hear? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will open this. Yeah. Okay. I will turn on the speakerphone for you. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, Thăng Thiện. Can you summarize one more time?
There were about 20 million bodhisattvas.
You hear William? Yeah. Oh, good. Go ahead. Yeah, William can hear. Go ahead, please.
There were about 20 million bodhisattvas were there happy to hear the law. Can you go back to that slide? Okay. So when the bodhisattvas saw that light, the beam of light that they never seen before, and they wish to know the cause and condition of the light.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Miss Tammy, can you read this one, please?
At that time, there was a bodhisattva named Wonderfully Bright who had 800 disciples. At this time, the Buddha, Sun Moon Bright, arose from his samatha, and because of the bodhisattva Wonderfully Bright, preached the great vehicle sutra called the Lotus of the Wonderful Law, a law to instruct the bodhisattvas, one that is guarded and kept in mind by the Buddhas. For 60 small kalpas, the Buddha remained in his seat without rising, and the listeners in the assembly at that time also remained seated there for 40 small kalpas. Their bodies and minds were never moving, and yet it seemed to them that they had been listening to the Buddha preach for no more than the space of a minute. At this time, in the assembly, there was not a single person who in body or mind had the least feeling of weariness.
I'm sorry. This one we discussed before. Sorry. Can you read the next one, please? Yeah.
Sure. When the Buddha, Sun Moon Bright, had finished preaching the sutra over a period of 60 small kalpas, he spoke these words to the Brahmas, devils, Samanas, and Brahmins, as well as to the heavenly and human beings. And Asuras in the assembly saying, "Tonight at midnight, the thus come one will enter the nirvana of no remainder."
Okay. Yeah, you can summarize only this part. That's okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Sounds like at midnight they're gonna enter nirvana.
You know what's mean by nirvana?
Like a place of kind of not ecstasy, but just a place of no ending. Oh no, I'm not sure really.
William, can you hear us?
Yes, very clearly.
Yeah, that's good. So can you explain what nirvana means?
Yes, I think so. Nirvana describes the cessation of suffering. It also marks the end of being subject to birth and death. That it's it's a state beyond pleasure and pain. It's often described as like limitless bliss. There's no more craving. There's no anger.
Dạ không nghe thưa, we cannot hear you thầy.
I think Thầy is off.
Let me see.
Yeah, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you hear William? No.
No.
Yes, I can hear.
No. Thân Thiện, can you hear what William say? Thân Thiện, can you?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
I mean that when William speak, can you guys hear?
No, we cannot hear him.
Oh, you cannot hear him, huh? Oh, okay. So William, that's okay. So, but William, you can hear them, right, William?
Yes.
Okay. So
now
you.
Now we can hear William. Now we can hear.
All right.
Yeah, we could hear him.
Yeah, go ahead, William. Can you explain one more time the nirvana?
So, nirvana is the end of suffering. So when one attains nirvana, they no longer have desire for anything. There's no anger about anything, or in a sense, most ignorance is destroyed. It's not the state of Buddhahood yet, so there still must be some degree of ignorance, but it's a state that's beyond like wanting anything. It's just blissful. There's no more good and bad. There's nothing to strive after, nothing to avoid. And so it's the state that marks attaining the highest level of arhatship, if I recall correctly.
Okay. All right. And Jimmy, can you hear? Can you hear William?
Dạ vâng, dạ Mô Phật, dạ, I can hear.
Okay, thank you. Can you explain what the meaning of nirvana? And Jimmy?
Dạ thầy, dạ Mô Phật. What I understanding is that mean as like you cannot your mind need to be set and also not just also thinking that the positive way, and also that get out of suffering in this world.
Thân Thiện, what's mean? Can you explain the meaning of nirvana?
Nirvana is someone who is have no desire, no suffering, and this is how they enter nirvana So when they enter nirvana, they will leave the samsara. So I think there are three type of being that enter nirvana. The Arahat, Pratyeka Buddha, and Buddha. I think these are the three beings that enter nirvana.
Okay. William, can you hear Thân Thiện?
Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, John, you understand what nirvana means?
You see, I understand a bit of it.
Okay. Yeah, thầy Giáo Pháp, please. The meaning of nirvana.
No problem, Thầy. Yeah, this is what I understand is before we talk about Nirvana, the whole idea is Buddhist teaching is the Four Noble Truths. The first one is the suffering. The second one is the cause of the suffering. One we know the cause, and the third one is the end of suffering. The fourth one is the path that will lead to ending the suffering. So that is the eightfold path. The cause of the suffering is because we have craving and we have ignorance. The ignorant, that means it's the notion of the self. As long as we have the notion of the self, that is what we call ignorance, and that's why the self, the craving also. So these two together, the craving and the ignorance, it will be the cause of our suffering. But this is one time one of the Brahmin came and asked the Buddha, "I want to be happy. How do I do that?" And the Buddha said that, okay, first you need to remove your ego, your I, that means yourself, the I, that means ego. And secondly, you need to remove the desire, that means the wanted, that means the desire, the craving. The leftover is the happiness. So the same thing here, the nirvana, once we be able to remove the two, we will attain the state of happiness. And that truly no more birth and death. As long as we be able to remove the notion of the self, that is the most important. Even though the one who have no craving, but they not really become the holy one, if they not yet remove the notion of the self. Yeah,
Have a Mr. to understand what's meant by nirvana?
Yeah, I think I'm starting to understand a little better. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So again, the definition of nirvana means there's no more desire, there's no more attachment to the self, there's no more emotional fluctuations, like we like something, we dislike something. So that means we are totally peaceful and calm. So in our lives, in some moments, we have that kind of peacefulness and calmness. But because our mind so fluctuated with all kind of thoughts and emotions, and we could not remain in that state of mind. But for the art, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they attend to that state of mind. That's the utmost uh, peacefulness and calmness. That means in their mind, there's no more craving, there's no more attachment to the self, there's no more hatred and so forth. So let me go back to Thân Thiện. What happens if you see that person, the one who doesn't have any more desire, the one who doesn't have any more hatred? What do you think about that person? When you see that person on the street or you meet that person in your life, what do you think about that person? They don't have any more feeling. What do you think? Is that right?
Well, I never seen that person before in my life, maybe. So if
Doesn't mean that assume that you meet that person the one may not have any more desire, the one may not have any more hatred and so forth. So how about, what do you think? That person doesn't have any more feeling, is that right?
Feeling. Yeah, I think so. So if I see that person who has no desire, no feeling, I would pay huge respect to him, and I would. I think it's easy um, to talk to that person. It's easy to talk to that person and become friends with him.
Okay. How about William? Can you follow us, William?
Yes.
So what do you think? If you meet that person on the street in person, so how do you think about that person? Do they still have any feeling? Are they?
I think so. I think they have feelings in the sense of still being subject to compassion, maybe being even more sensitive to the suffering of other people because they've moved beyond their individual identity, so they're no longer wanting for themselves. And then I think there's that possibility of them then tipping into the bodhisattva path where, since they're no longer seeking for themselves, but they see people around them still suffering, then they end up developing a new desire, but one that's good, and it's the desire to help everybody that they can get the same freedom that they have.
Okay. What do you think, Miss Tammy, if you meet that person in life, in real life?
Yeah, so I think they'll still have emotions because everybody has emotions. There's no getting away from the emotions. They're all within us all. Everybody has the same emotions, different extremes, I think. But this type of person would be able to see their emotions and appreciate their emotions and not get drugged down by their emotions because they're able to see them and experience them for what they are. They're not overwhelmed by them and not controlled by them.
Mm-hmm. So you say that they still have feeling?
Sure.
Okay, but in the same level as us,
they have the feelings, but they're not as extreme because they see their feelings. So if you ignore your feelings and don't see them for what they are, then they take over and they run you. But if you're able to be calm enough and let go of desire and cravings and everything and just sit and be with them, then you can see them for what they are and give them appreciation. And then your feelings you can become one with them. So they're able to incorporate them all together where they're cohesive. So they still have the feelings, but they're not controlled by them. And when they come up, they can see them for what they are, whatever it be, sadness, anger, or they still have them, but they don't go into them.
Okay, wow, that's a good explanation. How about and Jimmy? What do you think about that person? And Jimmy, and Jimmy, can you hear us? Okay. So how about Miss Kat? What do you think? If you meet that person in real life, what do you think? That person still have feeling or what?
I was thinking similar to what Tammy said, but I do think that maybe they would have fewer feelings, like the more kind of negative feelings like jealousy or anger, just maybe because those feelings often come up when we react too quickly, and that person might be able to be in this like calm state of mind. So it could be possible that they have those kinds of feelings, maybe less. But I would assume that they, like Tammy said, that they still have a high range of emotions, and like other people have been saying that they still feel compassion and a lot of positive emotions.
Wow, actually, both Tammy and William mentioned really good points. So basically, for those arhat, the one that achieve nirvana, that means they have no more craving, no more anger, no more attachment to the ego. So they remain calm regardless of situation. Because of that have calmness and peacefulness, they could recognize um, they have taught as well as other people taught too. Let me give you one example of Buddha closest disciple, Shariputra. So in 2 occasions, he was accused wrongly by his friends, I mean that monks. So he said that his mind was flat and stable like the ground, like the earth. Whoever step on, whoever through anything, whether it's good or bad, whether it's dirty or clean, whether they spill anything, they spit anything on earth, uh, his mind is like the earth still stable. Of course, for us, for normal people like us, there's no way. If someone scores, if someone spit on our face, there's no way for us to stand still. But for them, for those arhat, the one who have attained nirvana, their mind remain calm and peaceful regardless of situation. Whether they praise them, or other people praise them, or other people accuse them, criticize them, or stand them, they might remain peaceful and calm. That is the state of nirvana. That is the state of arhatship. Right. So, but for us, there's no way. So, if even if they have the slices of anger, so still, or attachment to the ego, or some kind of jealous feeling or whichever, they could not attain to that state of mind until they clean up everything. They clean up those emotional fluctuation, and abide with that kind of utmost peacefulness and calmness, and we can call them as arhat or holy monks, or the one who have achieved nirvana, state of mind. It's not the plan, but it's the state of mind. Again, like I told you, that sometimes we may have that type of experience, the peaceful and the calmness experience, but most of the time it won't last long because our mind is so fluctuated, our mind is so unstable, right? So we may be persuaded or convinced by other people, or influenced by other people based upon how they act, how they express themselves. So that's why we suffer when they say something wrong about us. But for them, no matter what people say, they still remain calm. No matter what people do to them, they still remain calm. So that's the state of nirvana, the state of arhatship. So William, you follow me? William, you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, because of that type of calmness and peacefulness, they could recognize their own mind as well as other people's mind. It's like while we sit down, we can observe things more clear than we walk in, than we run in. So there is our mind. If our mind remain calm, we could see, we can recognize our own feeling, our own sensation, and so forth. That's why we start to build our insight mindful life by pay attention on our breath first. That's my training. So, so for those arhat, the one that have attained that kind of arhatship of nirvana, they know everything that happened in their sensation, in their feeling, in their thoughts, and that's why they could let go of any toxic or negative thought that may disturb their mind, so that they could remain calm and peaceful. So it makes sense. It makes sense, Miss Tammy.
Yes. Yep. Yep. My therapist teaches me to do this.
Excuse me.
My therapist, she teaches me to do this. How to sit with the emotion and see it and just be with it, and then it will grow and then it will move on.
Yeah.
It's very amazing. But you have to be able to do that to be able to sit with yourself. If you can't sit and see the emotions and be with them, it won't work.
Mhm. All right. So William, you want to say anything, or we can move on?
I think that's really beautiful.
Yeah, good. Do you have the sutra with you?
I don't. I've been trying to pull it up.
Yeah, if you can.
On my phone, but
If you can pull it, but in the meantime, I can process for other people to read. Sorry here.
if we get to the verse section, I can do the verse section.
Oh, okay. 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 Yeah, go ahead, John, please.
At this time, there was a bodhisattva named Virtue Storehouse. The Buddha's sun, moon bright, bestowed prophecy on him, announcing to the monks, the bodhisattva Virtue Storehouse will become the next Buddha. He'll be called Pure Body Tathagata Arahat Samyak Sambuddha.
Okay. Okay. So you can read this, the next sentence, please.
After the Buddha had finished reciting this prophecy at midnight, he entered the nirvana of no remainder.
Okay. What's mean then?
So it's about the bodhisattva named Virtue Storehouse. So sun, moon, bright Buddha bestowed a prophecy upon him, to which he announced to the monks that he'll become the next Buddha,
Okay.
and that his name will be Pure Body Tathagata Arhat Samyak Sambuddha.
Okay. Good. Okay. So after that, right after he bestowed a prophecy on the virtual store Bodhisattva, right? And he entered Nirvana without any remainder. There's no more trace of emotion. There's no more trace of thought. Okay, before I move on, let me tell you a story in the Zen tradition. So there is a Zen master. He's pretty famous in China. In the past, some emperors invited the enlightened Zen master to become what you call the national counselor, and it's like national advisor nowadays. That's a similar term. Miss Tammy, you follow me?
Sure.
So this national advisor, a counselor, one time he met an Indian monk who had achieved arhatship. That's when he attained nirvana already. So this arhat from India, so he came to visit this national advisor, a counselor. So both of them, while they were walking on the bridge in the palace of the emperor, so they looked down and saw the lady courts. They performed. They did the performance. They did this the dancing. So this the national advisor counselor asked this arhat, what do you see in my mind? That means, can you read my mind? Okay. So this arhat say, wow, you are a national master or national counselor. How could you watch the monkey playing or dancing? You understand that? So for them, for the arhat, for the people who performs the dancing, it's like the monkey playing around. You understand that? This they don't need. Actually, they don't have the mind to enjoy. But for us, it's a different story. So at that moment, the national master he paused for a while and asked further this arhat, what do you see? What do you see now? What do you see in my mind now? So at that moment, the arhat say, well, I don't know where you are now. You understand that? William, you follow my story?
Yes, the state of the national master's mind was such that it wasn't comprehensible by the arhat.
Yeah, actually, you know, for arhat, for the one who achieved that state of mind, they could read people's mind. They could read people's mind because if they have the movement of the mind. Actually, you know, you can hook up the EEG. What's that? What do you call? William? EEG. EEG, right? You understand EEG, right? You hook up that EEG into the brain and you could see the brain signal on the screen, right? But without those equipment, we could not see. But the people in the past, I mean, that they are the holy monks, they could read people's mind. And even us, if we calm our mind up, we could read all people's mind, all the people's mind frequency. So that's why when the national master asked the Arhat about his state of mind, yes, at that moment, somehow he had the thought to watch the ladies who were dancing. So that's why the Arhat say, why do you watch those monkeys dancing? You understand that? In their mind, dancing is nothing. Dancing is just a job, right? Because they don't, they just keep their mind in the pure way. So the next time when the master asked him again, so that Arhat could not read his mind at all. You know why?
Because he kept it calm and pure and clear.
Yeah. Zen master remained calm, so he would not have any thought at all. So that's why this Arhat could not read his mind. But for us, yeah, for them, for us, because we have all kind of activities in our brain, and if for the enlightened Zen master, they could read our mind easily, but for us, we could not. So that's the story. The story I want to illustrate is that as long as you have pure mind, you can read all people's mind. But as long as you have the activities in your brain and your mind, all the people, the holy monks or the God or the spirit, they can read your mind. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So William, could you pull out the session yet or no?
No, I can't get anything online.
That's okay. That's okay. That's good. All right. Let's see. And Tammy, so and Jimmy, can you read please?
Yeah, most likely. After the Buddha had passes away, Bodhisattva, wonderfully bright, upheld the sutra of the Lotus of the wonderful law for a period of fully 80 small kalpas, expounding it for others. The 8 sons of the Buddha, sun, moon, bright, all acknowledge wonderfully bright as their teacher. Wonderful bright taught and convert them and rouse in them a firm determinations to gain Anuttara Samika Sambodhi. Those princely son gave offerings to immeasurable hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions of Buddhas, and after that, all were able to achieve the Buddha way. The last to become a Buddha was named Burning Torch.
Yeah, please summarize.
Yeah. Can you move up so I can? Okay, yeah, move on. Yes, how I understand it, when the Buddha had gone, most of the wonderful Bodhisattva upheld the sutra named Lotus, and it is that's one of the wonderful law. It's for the long period of time, 80 small kalpas expounded, out of our imaginations. And also that 8 sons of the Buddha, sun, moon, bright, also acknowledge that wonderful law. So make them happy. So, and at the end, all the other Bodhisattva also, and 100,000, 10,000, million, thousand of other Buddhas that were achieved that to become the Buddha way. And the last one is Buddha was named with burning torch. So basically that everybody, thousand and thousand of other and million of Buddhas just kind of follow the Buddha way, and they are very happy on that wonderful law.
You know who is burning torch Buddha?
No, I don't.
No,
unfortunately.
In Vietnamese we call Phật Nhiên Đăng.
Dạ, một Phật con chưa nghe ạ. Dạ. Phật Diên Đăng hả thầy?
Nhiên Đăng.
Diên Đăng, dạ, một Phật. Cảm ơn thầy.
William, you know who is burning torch Buddha?
I was curious about that.
Oh, okay. About Thân Thiền, you understand? You know who is Phật Nhiên Đăng or burning torch Buddha?
I never heard of the name before.
Huh?
I never heard of the name before.
Oh, okay. Yep. Probably we need thầy giáo pháp. You can explain to them how this Buddha is related to Shakti.
Yeah, no Phật. Phật Nhiên Đăng, I mean the burning torch Buddha is basically he was Sakyamuni Buddha teacher. We can say teacher. Basically, when the Sakyamuni Buddha, he was a Bodhisattva. He practiced Bodhisattva for many countless lives. One time he met that Buddha, and what he did it, the Buddha, the burning torch Buddha, when he walked through there is the mudding road. So what did Bodhisattva do it? He used his hair long enough to cover up that for the Buddha to walk, so that he saw how he respect the Buddha. And you know what? Because of this, the burning torch Buddha gave a prediction to him: in the future, you will become Sakyamuni Buddha. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is one of the acts of the selfless act of Shakti Buddha in the past life. That's why he could accumulate all kind of merits to become Buddha in this lifetime. It's not one act, but so many acts that he sacrificed his life for others. He sacrificed his life for Dharma. He sacrificed his life to seek for the Dharma, to learn the Dharma from all the Buddhas. So in Buddhism, especially in high Buddhism, we have what we call 52 states of Bodhisattva. The last state is the Buddhahood. So you can, let's say, if you want to practice Bodhisattva path, the initial step is to take the Bodhisattva precept. That is the initial step. That's the first step. That's a beginner step. And eventually you can advance further and further through that's 52 stages of Bodhisattva paths. And the last stage is to become Buddha. The highest stage of the Bodhisattva path is the Buddhahood. Okay, so again, according to this sutra, if we understand the word black and white, or in the explicit meaning, we know that yes, this was a burning torch Buddhas, and there were 8 types of 8 Buddha that offer. Bodhisattva in the past, they offer or made offerings to limitless Buddha in the past, and eventually they become Buddha. And the last one was the burning torch Buddha. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, Miss Kat, can you read the next one, please?
Sure. Among the 800 disciples of Wonderfully Bright was one named Seeker. He was greedy for gain and support, and though he read and recited numerous sutras, he could not understand them, but for the most part forgot them. Hence he was called Seeker of Fame. Because this man had in addition planted various good roots, however, he was able to encounter immeasurable hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions of Buddhas, to make offerings to them, revere, honor, and praise them.
Yeah, can you summarize, please?
So there was a disciple of Wonderfully Bright, and he was really greedy and would recite sutras but wouldn't actually take the time to understand them and would forget them. And in addition to this, he had planted some good roots, so he was still able to encounter millions of Buddhas and praise them.
Okay. Yeah, so like people in society, we have all kind of people. They have different personalities, they have different characteristics, and even some of them they may have some greedy mind, or they could not control their emotions, or they like to have fame in society, or they want to be recognized in society too. But still, uh, because of their good roots or because of their good karma, they may enjoy their lives. So in this case, so this a seeker of fame, the disciple of the wonderfully bright Bodhisattva. So he has that mind, but still because of his good root that he encountered limitless Buddha in the past. So somehow later on, you can see that he will be the next Buddha. That's mean Maitreya Bodhisattva, and that's mean the next Buddha after second Buddha. That's Maitreya Buddha. Okay. All right. So you see, yeah, thầy giáo pháp, can you read please?
Yeah, more. Maitreya, you should understand this Bodhisattva wonderful right who lived then. Could he be known to you? He was no other than I myself, and Bodhisattva seeker of friend were you. Now when I see this auspicious potent, it is no different from what I saw before. Therefore, I suppose that now the third come one is about to preach the great Vehicle Sutra called the Lotus of the Wonderful Law of Law to instruct the Bodhisattva, one that is guarded and kept in mind by the Buddhas. So basically, the Maitreya, actually the Manchuria Bodhisattva, he just mentioned that the seeker of fame is Maitreya Bodhisattva. The wonderful right Bodhisattva in the past, it's me. That means Manchuria Bodhisattva. And he said that, yes, in the past, I saw the auspicious potent. It's no different now. And I know that the Buddha, the third come one, that means the Buddha, he going to preach the great Vehicle Sutra called the Lotus of the Wonderful Law. Basically, we call the Lotus Flower Sutra. Yeah, move.
Yeah, since Maitreya Bodhisattva is so important in Buddhism, so we can talk briefly about him. So William, how do you know? How much you understand about Maitreya Bodhisattva?
Well, I know he's future Buddha, and that he was Shariputra in the life of this Buddha, of Shakyamuni Buddha. And from the Lotus Sutra, I mean, I know that he was seeker of fame from the time of Sun Moon Buddha, but I think that's generally it. And then I know he's going to return when his lifespans are really, really, really long.
Okay.
Like they're 80,000 years long. And humans are really tall. It'll be a time of relatively great blessings compared to now.
Okay.
But that's really, I think, all I know.
Okay. Thân Thiên, you know who is the Maitreya Bodhisattva?
He is a future Buddha. And there was one story that I heard about him when Sangha was a monk in India. So he was practicing the way to meet Maitreya Bodhisattva, so that he can receive the instruction from him. So what I heard that Maitreya Bodhisattva taught Asanga the what is it called, Bogakara story, right?
Yoga
Okay. Yes.
Good. Yeah. And Jimmy, do you know any story about the Maitreya Bodhisattva?
The only thing, the only thing I heard of Maitreya Buddha, that will be the future Buddha.
That's all.
It's about maybe another 1,000 years or so.
Okay.
I just heard some story from that India, from one of the Sangha before. That's all I have. Thank you.
John, you understand? You know any story about the Maitreya Bodhisattva? John?
I don't know if I've heard of, read anything about it. I'm not sure.
Okay. Miss Tammy, you don't know about him, right?
No.
Miss Kat, you know, understand about Maitreya Bodhisattva?
No, I
Yeah, thầy giáo Pháp can tell them about Maitreya Bodhisattva.
The Maitreya Bodhisattva in Vietnamese we call Di Lạc, with a happy Buddha, right? So basically, his practice conduct represent the love and kindness. The one Su Yin represent the compassion. He represent the love and kindness. And we also know him that in the past in China, one time he was the monk who always carry on his shoulder is a big bag. Whoever give to him, just put into the bag, and the bag never fill up. That is the magic. And you know what? Whenever he see whoever need it, he just take it out and give to them. And that is and also whoever scout at him or even speak the saliva to him, and you know, he said that I do not need to use my energy to clean it. It just fall down and sleep and let it dry by itself. This is what the love and kindness practice mean. It's,
Go to most Chinese Vietnamese restaurant, you could see the Happy Buddha. I don't know whether you seen that, Miss Tammy. Have you seen that before? Kitchen they have or not? The Happy Buddha is have the big belly. Have you seen that?
I've seen so many. I don't recognize the different statues. I see them, but I don't recognize them. I'll notice better next time.
Do you see them sometimes at some Vietnamese Chinese restaurant?
painting by Brazilian artist.
Oh, okay. So yeah, actually, sometime in the past when I used to stay at the monastery in Corden, there's some American young people. They came up and asked for me the Happy Buddha statue so that they can have. Yeah. So if if you have dinners or lunch at those restaurants, you may see them around. Miss Cat, have you seen those kind of image of the Fat Buddha or Happy Buddha
Yeah,
before?
yeah, I've seen those.
In Southern California, in some restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in California, definitely in restaurants.
Okay, so again, Maitreya Bodhisattva is a real person, a historical person in India. He's one of the Buddha disciple, and the Buddha predict that he would be next Buddha in two types of the sutra. The first one is the sutra about ascending to the to Siddha heaven, and the other one is descending down from the to Siddha heaven. And according to Buddhist cosmology, so one lifespan of celestial beings on this to Siddha heavens is 4,000 celestial years. That's equivalent to 575 million human year. So if we want to wait for him to come down, yes, probably around 500 million years, we would come down to become Buddha here. There's not a story that relate to him too. Yeah, we almost finished. In the past, he was a cultivator. So he stay on the mountain to practice meditation. At during that time, it was rough, so that means there's no one could cultivate, could make food or plant rice. So that's why somehow he's so hungry, and there's no fruit, no vegetables available too. So there's one rabbit. Somehow he's so compassionate and thoughtful about his cultivators. And he thought himself, well, this cultivator is so admire. I so admire these cultivators. I want to offer him something, but I don't have anything now. So this rabbit say, well, the only thing I have is my own body. So what happened? He jumped into the fire. And that's the way he before he jumped in, he made the vows that he would be practicing Buddhist path, and he would like to transfer his merit to sentient beings due to this act that he wanted to sacrifice his own life to these cultivators. And yes, when this rabbit jumped into the fire, these rabbit mothers saw that and jumped into that fire too. And so these cultivators, he recognized how these two rabbits sacrificed their life for him. And what do you think, John? If you were that cultivators, you still have the gut to consume their meat or no?
Well, if I was a cultivator,
If you were that cultivator, you still have the gut to consume their meat or no? What do you think? At that time, it's not for you to eat, nothing available because of the drought, right? So no one could provide you the food, the drink, the vegetable, and so forth, except the rabbit meat. What do you think? If you were in that situation, and if you are hungry, what do you think?
I mean, if I was in that situation, like, if I desperately need food, it's like I have no other choice.
Really, to consume them, right? It's for our, right, for us, for
Survival.
people, right? Because we want to survive. No matter what happened to other people, we may consume them, or we may use some means to protect our life, but not that kind of cultivators. So again, he didn't consume their meat, and he made the vows, from now on I would never consume any carb. After that year he passed away because of the hunger. So later on, that's why his title, Maitreya, that means compassionate one, the kindness one. All right. So it is time up now. Okay. So again, go back to the story. Go back to the sutra. The Manshi Bodhisattva mentioned that yes, the Bodhisattva were wonderfully bright. That's mean me. That's mean Mansui Bodhisattva, and you, the seeker of fame. That's mean you, Maitreya Bodhisattva. But still, you know that's in cultivation. Sometimes we could not control our anger. Sometimes we could not control our desire or craving. But due to the continuous practice of meditation and so forth, we can transform ourselves bit by bit. We could not transform ourselves. We could not change our habitual patterns overnight. For example, if someone were addicted with smoking, cigarette, or drinking alcohol, or even gambling, it takes time for them to reverse that addiction. They could not quit that smoking, that drinking, or that gambling overnight. It takes time. So there is the cultivator. It takes time for them to change their behavior, to change their attachment. So do we. So we on the way. So it takes time for us to transform our mind. All right. So that's good. It's time up. Let me stop here today. And before we stop, William, could I have your permission to record this session so that we can share with our members who are absent today? We just share among ourselves, not other people. We just share this record session among ourselves. That's all. Could I have your consent, your permission?
Yes, and I would be fine with you sharing it with anyone from, for me personally.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm a mid-cat. That's okay?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, thank you. All right, so thank you. Yeah, I think after this, we would study more, further into the sutra, how the Buddha expound this wonderful Lotus Sutra in detail. This is just the beginning of the sutra. All right, so thank you. Sorry, John, can you say Namo Shakya Buddha 3 times, please, before we end?
Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.
All right, thank you. All right, so see you next Saturday then. Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you thầy. Thank you thầy giáo pháp. Dạ bye.